Sorry about that, folks. I just had some technical difficulties. I think we're back up and running. If you're looking for professional day trading education and high level trade analysis and dissection, you have come to the right place. My name is Pat Mitchell. I've been a professional day trader for the past 11 years, and I'm here to bring you exactly that professional day trading education, all here for free on YouTube and on X. And tonight, we are going to be going over a few trades. Can you guys hear me before I continue on? I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me and everything's good. Sorry about this. I know this one's all messed up. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, perfect. Okay, so give me one quick sec. I hope you guys all had a wonderful day. I'm going to fire up these charts and we are going to rock and roll. Let's do this. Okay, so now that we're into the charts, we're going to discuss a few trades that I took. First off, on SPY, this ended up being an absolute banger for a little bit over 100%. So we had a pretty big gap up. Well, not a big gap up, but a gap up over trend. So what we needed to do, we could go long into this level, right? We could do that. There is support there. But what I really wanted to watch for here was either a failure of trend and a retest. So something like this to get involved with it, or when it bounced, it popped back up and came into that level, which that's what it did. So we ended up getting that secondary entry. So executed, I added, and then simply just reap the rewards of this trade. Now, didn't take any more ads, anything like that, just simply ran this position all the way down until, for basically a full hour. Once it started hovering in this area, that was basically it. That was the trade on that. Really, really nice on SPY. Very happy on SPY, how it was executed, how it was traded, how it had follow through the whole nine. Locking in $3,304 on that specific trade. And then let's go to this one here. So SPY was also a long, right? So there is, like I talked about, there still is a long opportunity. And it's a quick one. And it is, okay, so when we have major trend like this, okay, this is major trend. This is a major trend, and we gapped up over top of it. You're going to have a real quick opportunity. Okay, there's a short-term opportunity there that if it comes flying into that level, like I said, that's why we shorted it here on that retest. It's going to bounce. At the open, it's generally not, even though we had a plan for that to fail, you're going to receive some sort of a bounce. Now, I wasn't exactly necessarily expecting it to go all the way up, although that was a target. There still is an opportunity there. Although fast, it's a single entry type of position. It's a quick in and out. That's all this is. So ended up locking in a quick $965. So just a small little trade on this. So overall, nice execution, fast execution. Market opens up, washes hard into that level, and then simply pay ourselves on that. And then Qs was an interesting one. So I want to really more so talk about Qs here this evening. So Qs opened up. I talk about the relationship between distance and retracement a lot. And when you open up basically at a major level, okay, so pre-market highs on a major, this is a pretty fair size gap up, okay, it's going to have to pull back to some level of support. Now, because of the potential in this, because it opened up so high, right? It opened up right at that pre-market high level. As it comes down, the very first major level of support is the opening price of pre-market, as well as that test, that range. So at that level is at about, it's about 605, 604.92. Then we have our trend and yesterday's highs level. That's 1 point away. So it's a little wide, but I don't mind opening up my risk on something like this and starting in earlier. Why? Well, because there's been absolutely no retracement. It's actually pretty interesting that there was no bounce right at that level. Generally, you'll get a bounce off of that level, and it could easily come to there, which would have been my target. Now, however, if it wants to continue straight down and keep coming into this level, that's fine. I'm going to add in coming into that level and pay myself on that bounce. And then I'm going to continue to watch this chart. Now, we watched this chart basically all morning. It was really, really interesting. And the way it was reading like they were setting some sort of a trap for a squeeze. There was a retail short. Okay. Now I'm not going to go into detail with you, but there was a retail short in this area protecting his position. And then it became a game of cat and mouse. So at that time, SPY ended up selling off quite a bit. Q's didn't. It was still holding. Now they finally sold it off, and then it comes back and start watching, because what's going on is you have okay, I'm still there. I didn't know if I was there. I cut off. We got a storm rolling in right now. What's going on is they're disguising institutional volume in this. Okay, that's why it didn't just absolutely let loose on that squeeze. So you have institutional selling being disguised here. Okay, so I think I'm losing you guys. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see here. I don't know if I'm still live here, but anyway, so I'll try and wrap this up. So anyways, tomorrow during the recap, I'm going to explain this more because I'm going to get cut off here. But I ended up locking in $3,655 on that trade. Overall, great day. I'm going to wrap this up. And if you want to learn how to become a professional trader, come to tricktrades.com. Sorry, tonight's recap was a little bit of a shit show, but we'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully the weather's a little bit better, and we'll see you tomorrow. Adios, folks.